friends, welcome again to my channel Organic and Hydroponic Urban Grow. Friends, today we will talk about how to grow a musk melon into the net house. You can see that these are my musk melon plantation into the net house, and this plantation is now 45 days old, and you can see that very healthy growth of this plant. Now this plant has developed almost 7 to 8 leaves from the main stem, and 1 to 2 side shoots also is developed. This plantation I have done through the nursery. As these are 45 days old plant, I have done the nursery around 3 weeks, and after transplanting it has again become the 3-week old. So in total 6 weeks this plant has developed to this level, and it has started flowering also. So in a roughly 42 to 45 days it has started flowering. Now we have grown the nursery around 27-28 of January and transplanted this plant around 18th of the February. So 3 weeks nursery we have planted over here, and now today is the around 10th March. So this plant become almost 42 to 43 days old. Now at this stage we need to do some of the weeding and some of the pruning into this plant to get the good yield. Today in this video I am going to explain you how we have planted this plant, what distance we have kept between the lines, and what are the distance we have kept between the plants, and what type of care we should take now to get the good yields. I am going to explain you in detail all this information into further part of the video. So to know everything in detail, please stay connected to the video till the end. Let's start the video. So friends, let us first know what is the distance we have maintained. Now you can see this, the line of this musk melon into this greenhouse or net house. Now my pole to pole distance in this net house is around 16 feet, and we have kept 2 lines equally distance into this one bay. So it is 8 foot apart, 2 lines. Now both the lines having a 2 row of the plants around 1.5 to 2 feet apart, and in row we have kept 2 feet distance between plant to plant, and the another line we have kept in between the 2 plants. So this plant is 2 feet away from this plant, and this plant is planted in between. So this is how we got 4 feet distance on the either side for growing this one plant, and 2 feet wide distance for growing the same plant. So in a total we can grow this plant into 8 square feet. Now in 8 square feet area, when we grow the plant, we can take 3 to 4 fruits per plant. We can also increase the distance for the plant growing by simply putting the single line it. In that case we will get the more area for the plant growth, and we can take 5 to 6 fruit also. In another method we can grow plant on the closer distance, 1 foot or 1.25 feet apart, and grow it vertically up with the help of trellis and threads. In that method we need to do lot of pruning of the plant, and we can take only 1 or 2 fruit, but those fruits are with a very good quality. So we can plant them as per our requirement. Now as I have explained you, when we do the vertical growing of this plant, we need to do a lot of pruning, but we are going to grow this plant horizontally, so we don't require extraordinary pruning. But yes, at this stage we require some of the weeding work which is going on, and some light pruning work which will help us to get the good quality of the fruit. So let us watch how to prune and how to weed the plant. But before that, let us see how we have planted this plant into these beds. Watch the video till the end, and if you find this video interesting and useful, then give me a like. Also share it with the like-minded people. Express your view in a comment box, and feel free to give any suggestions to improve. Let's watch the video. Don't forget to subscribe. So now you can see that we have cultivated field well, then we have raised the beds, and we have run the drip lines. We have watered it for the 4 hours, and you can see that watering on the beds. So now these beds are ready for plantation. Now we are going to put a seedling musk melon on this. So for that we have already prepared that nursery. You can see the nursery over here. So this is the nursery, and now we are removing the plants from the nursery very carefully, so that its root ball doesn't break and keep the intact. You see this healthy root ball of the plants. After taking out the plant, now we can see that we have center distance of the bed 8 foot. So every 8 foot we have a bed running, and in that we have run 2 drip line at 1 to 1.25 feet. We will be planting in zigzag manner. So first what we'll do, we are arranging the plant in the manner. So we are keeping plant to plant 2 feet distance. So from one plant to the next plant it is 2 feet, and in between at the across line we are putting one more plant. So overall distance into bed is 1 foot zigzag and 1 foot across. So once we place the plant, and then we are sowing the plants. So for planting, you can see that it is very easy to plant them. Simply we need to dig a small hole equivalent to the root ball, then place the plant into position just enough to settle the root ball. We place the root ball matching the surface, top surface, and putting soil across. This is how we will be planting all the plants. Once we complete the plantation, we will give light water to this plant so that no air gap remains between the root zone and the soil, and our plant gets settled quickly. So first we will complete all the sowing. Now you can see that we are weeding the plants around, and we are taking out all these weeds around the plant. After weeding, we must prune the plant lightly. In that, it is very simple. We need to prune the plant, keeping first and second shoot intact for the ground growing. If you are growing vertically, we should remove these shoots, but for ground, we can keep the 2 or 3 shoots, sub shoots on the bottom to grow. And then we must remove all the shoots coming from the leaf axil up to 7th or 8th node. So we are removing these nodes. So in between, any fruit or any node we need to remove like this. So we must remember, we need to remove only the shoot, not the leaf. So we are removing this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So up to 7 we are removing, and in all these shoots we are doing the same thing. After removing these shoots, we just let the plant grow and develop the fruit into the leaf axils of 8 to 13 leaf. I will show you that in the future, but right now we will complete this with the weeding and the shoot removal. So this is the way we need to take care of our plant into the net house musk melon growing. After this weeding, we must control the water every 3 or 4 days, 1 hour, and that is a good enough for development of this vine. After fruit setting, we will increase water 1.5 hour to 2 hours every 3rd or 4th day. So this is how you can simply grow musk melon in our net house very easily and successfully. Happy growing!